You know, when I was a kid, I was bullied. I want to tell that story. Most of my time in elementary school and part of my time in high school was planning each day to stay away from the bullies. We would go, I remember in the seventh grade, go into the restroom, and there would be six bullies, six guys, a gang in the bathroom. And when we would go in there up against the stall to use the bathroom, they would come behind us and they would push us into the stall. Or if we're using the toilet, they would push us into the toilet from behind. And all the kids, myself included, were afraid to go in the bathroom. And we would go behind to the point we went behind the school to use the bathroom. And one day, I was sitting in class, and one of my little buddies over there, Terry, little guy, he sat there, and I looked over, and he used the bathroom in his pants. He peed in his pants. And the teacher came over and said, "Terry, why'd you pee in your pants?" And he didn't know what to say. He couldn't tell her that he couldn't use the bathroom because the bullies would beat him up. And it was right there at that point that God spoke to me, and he said, "David," he said, "it's time to stand up against the bullies." Now, there were six of them. There was one of me, and I wasn't really a fighter. And I said, said, "God, you're going to have to show me how to do this, how to stand up to these bullies." And God said, "You know what? Just do what I tell you to do. The first thing you have to do is face them. You got to face the giants." So I'll never forget that day. When the bell rang, I went into the bathroom, and there they were, standing up against the wall, smoking. All of them bigger than me, and they looked at me and they stared me down. God said, "Just walk in there. Just walk in there. Don't be afraid." So I walked in there, and I got up against the stall to use the bathroom, and sure enough, one of the guys came and pushed me from behind. And from this point on, I don't really remember a whole lot, but I remember enough I can tell you this story. That the power of God came upon me and went in me. And I turned around, and I saw the six bullies standing there. And God showed me the bully that was the leader. His name was T. And God told me, he said, "David, I want you to walk up to T and face him. Get right in his face." And I walked up to him, and I looked at him. And I said, "You know what?" I said, "You have picked a fight that you're going to wish you had never picked." And he was kind of taken back at that. And then I turned to the rest of the guys, and I walked up to each one, and I said, "I'm going to face off to this guy, T." I said, "It's going to be between him and I. I don't know what's going to happen, but it's going to be between him and I." And I said to each one, "Are you going to get involved? Are you going to butt in? Is it going to be between he and I, or are all you guys going to gang up on one little guy?" They all said, "No, we're not going to get involved. Go ahead." They kind of laughed at me. I said, "Okay." And I looked this guy T in the eye, and I said, "It's the last time you're going to do this. Never again am I going to sit in a class and I'm going to watch my little buddy pee in his pants because he's afraid to go in the bathroom." I said, "I don't know what's going to happen." I said, "But you're never going to do it again." And he positioned himself with his fist in the air. He said, "I'm going to cremate you." I can't tell you exactly what happened, but I remember there was a little fist that went flying in the air. and it gave the devil a black eye. He got hit right in the eye, and when he did, it was almost as if he melted in front of me. Why? It wasn't the fist. I had a little fist. I was a little guy. He had a bunch of guys who could gang up on me. Do you know the thing that he used against me, that he lost, the weapon that he no longer had? It was called fear. You see, he knew I no longer had fear. God says, I don't give you fear. I give you power, love, and a sound mind. So I stood up against the enemy with no fear. It wasn't that fist. It was the fact that I had no fear. It's the fact that I had power and I had God in me. But you know what that little fist did? It gave the devil a black eye. It made him look bad. They laughed at him as he walked down the hallways. He couldn't even go out in public. Oh, you're the guy that got cremated by that little kid in the bathroom. Now, why do I tell this story? Because we've got to stand up against the devil, folks. All right? We've got to let go of our fear, love, power, and a sound mind, remember? And I believe The Last Evangelist is not only going to be a series that tells the truth and warns the people, but it's going to be the beginning of a series of programming. That's going to be God's program, not religious programming and not Hollywood programming, but programming that tells the truth. It's just everyday life that has God in it, Scripture in it. Go to lastevangelist.com and sign the newsletter. Partner with me, and let's give the devil a black eye.